What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Not Gonna Lie. It's your boy Fritz.
Hi, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Dapper Dan. Welcome to the latest and soon to be the greatest podcast.
How you doing today, man?
I'm alright, man. A little under the weather, but I ain't gonna stop the,
Grind.
Of course. Every day's a grind. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got the New York sports. We back. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying?
We're having a great couple weeks.
You know, if the Yankees won the AL East, we got 100+ wins.
That's what I'm saying. We're looking good. We're looking good this year. I have hope. We can make it. This is a good year for us. We can make it.
I mean, the Astros give me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies, but I feel like we might be able to.
If we can put together some solid, work from the bullpen, we'll be alright. We down a couple, but we'll be alright. But what's really popping right now?
What's up?
The New York Football Giants, man.
Oh yes. A lot of our friends had a lot of shit to talk about, though. I mean, and we was
even down to the actual game itself.
That's a fact. So for those who don't know, the New York Giants won their first game of the season. First game of the season. And we started our rookie quarterback, Daniel Jones, who was picked 6th in this year's draft. Me personally, I have to admit that I was one of the skeptics. I was pissed.
I wasn't skeptical.
Bro.
I was heated. I was heated.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed off. I was extreme. I didn't know who this man was. I seen him as an Eli Manning clone. We could have drafted him with, what was the second pick that we had in the first round? It was like mid-20s or something like that.
I don't even know.
But they said
he wasn't on my draft board regardless.
He was projected to still be on the board in the mid-first round. And we ended up drafting him 6th overall. And we could have drafted, me personally, I wanted Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State.
I did too, but I don't know how good Dwayne Haskins is right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he got drafted by the Washington Redskins. He's not starting just yet, but we'll see.
So, I can see Dwayne Haskins definitely starting soon because
the youth movement is crazy.
Not even that, just Jay Gruden over here, he don't know what he's doing. That coach, he don't know what he's doing. But yeah, let's get to Danny Dimes. That's what we call him now.
That's a fact.
That's his New York nickname.
My man's had 4 TDs. His first start of his career.
2 rushing
TDs. 2 rushing touchdowns.
I don't even think Eli ever had 2 rushing touchdowns in one season.
I don't think so either. I don't think that's not a joke. I've never seen him rush for a touchdown in my life. I can't remember.
I know it's happened. I can't quote that when it happened, but I know it's happened before.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. This is not Eli Manning slander. He brought us 2 championships. We have to be very, very grateful for that. We have to be very grateful for that. But I feel like it's been long overdue for this man to not be our starter anymore.
It's definitely been about, I'd say, if you're being nice, 3 years. 3 seasons he shouldn't have been our quarterback.
3 is heavy.
But if we were waiting on landing Daniel Jones or Danny Dimes, then it might be worth it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to slander Eli a little bit. Do I respect him? Yes, but I always felt that Eli was definitely getting carried by our defense. Our defensive line in particular and linebacking core, because our DBs are never really the greatest. You know what I'm saying? We had Landon Collins last season and all that, but you know what I'm saying? We didn't really go anywhere where we had Landon, to be honest, but he was nice in his own right. But regardless, I don't know, Danny Dimes looks pretty good out there. He looks comfortable.
He was poised, man.
And they were saying that he looked so poised in the pocket because he played at Duke where the offensive line was trash anyway. So he was used to getting knocked in the back of the head regardless. I mean, granted, it caused a couple turnovers, but you know what I'm saying?
He fumbled the ball twice.
Yeah, but it's bound to happen when you're getting slapped.
And we came back. It was 28-10 at halftime, and they came back and won the game.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But
game-winning drive at that as well.
True. Very poised in that drive. I was so proud. I'm like, this is what we're gonna see. I was like, this is what we're gonna see.
I knew it was gonna happen, bro. I felt it.
You have more hope than me. But regardless, how do you feel about Saquon being down with Danny Dimes being?
Shit, man. That was another thing that impressed me because he did that without Saquon Barkley. He had a high ankle sprain, so he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So that's a long time. And the fact that he was able to win the game without Saquon, it says a lot about Daniel Jones, but it also hurts because we're not going to see Saquon for half the season.
That's what I'm saying, because he looked great in that game, but he's a rookie still. And he's going to make mistakes. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to be a game where we'll be like, yo, he looked trash.
Yeah.
It's going to be
it's
probably against one of those better teams. Because, let's not lie. The Redskins are not really one of the better teams right now. Granted, a win is a win. We'll take it, especially in New York. We take it. But you know what I'm saying? I think not having Saquon, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely might hurt us. Not hurt us, hurt them.
Oh no, it's definitely gonna hurt us.
It's gonna hurt, but like, you know what I'm saying? It would help a lot to have him with a rookie QB because then, you know, you have the little check down passes, the screen passes you can go to.
Alleviate the pressure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. You got any other thoughts on Danny Dimes' performance?
I feel like it was an excellent performance, man. 4 touchdowns. I was baffled, blown away. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't expect that at all. I was expecting like maybe a touchdown, maybe like 170 something yards. I thought we was gonna struggle. But shout out to the receiving corps for stepping up. Evan Ingram had that amazing one-handed catch. Mm-hmm. Sterling Shepard had, you know, some great moments in there. Scored a touchdown. So like.
And Mans ran for 2 touchdowns. I have to put emphasis on.
We haven't had a runner as a quarterback in a while.
I have to put emphasis on that.
So when Saquon does come back, that could make for a decent tandem between the two.
I'm extremely optimistic. I feel like we can win 8 games this season. He doesn't agree with me.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I see 6, maybe 7, but 8 is a lot. Very optimistic. But we need those optimistic fans.
You know what I mean? I feel good. I feel like we're in the right direction, and Daniel Jones is going to lead us to the promised land, dogs.
So, in other news, I feel like we have to just clear this. Not clear this up, but like finish this topic up, being that it's kind of sort of done now.
I already know what you're about to say, man.
No, you have to say it because I said I would never say it again on this podcast. Okay?
He's talking about Antonio Brown. Apparently, since the last episode, he was a part of the Patriots. He played one game with the Patriots against the Miami Dolphins.
3 catches, 1 touchdown.
Decent game, whatever the case was. Ended up getting released a week later because some threatening text was sent from him to a second accuser of sexual assault. And the Pats felt like that was the last straw. Felt like that was the reason to cut the man. So the man ended up getting cut again. And it's just...
Yeah, so here's our version of that guy's update. So basically, you know, I think what happened was, because the Patriots are the people that they take the risk on, you know, those players, like the Josh Gordons, you know, the people with Aaron Hernandez killed somebody, like, he was on the team. But, regardless, like they take those risks, you know. But I think the fact that his situation was still ongoing was what like really like pushed the tide on that. Because like Bill Belichick, you could see in the interviews like he was just tired of like talking about that man. Like I want to talk like, can you ask some Tom Brady related questions? Like everything was just about him, and you know it's tough to run a team when all the media is just focused on one guy. So I guess that's kind of what really led to that. You would agree with that?
No, I definitely would agree. And I felt like he had it coming, man. You can't, like, you're under a microscope, so you can't give anybody a reason to cut you. Like, I understand that he was mad, especially if he didn't do it, but you can't send text like that, like cursing out all types of crazy, talking all types of crazy. Like, you have a microscope. You know she's going to tell somebody about these text messages. They're going to get back to your team, and that's what happened. And now, I mean, he's jobless. I mean, he's still a millionaire. I know he's comfortable with shit, but
he did get dropped by Nike. He lost a couple other deals. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure he has a lot of other stuff going on.
But
EA Sports, whatever, you know. But that hurts the pocket. The Nike deal, I know that hurts the pocket.
That's a fact, bro. Now he's back in school, taking online classes at Central Michigan.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a positive.
I mean, it is, but here's this. My take is, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he plays again. Do you think he plays again?
I think he plays again, man.
You think he plays?
I don't know if it's gonna be this season, but Antonio Brown will play again. Like, he's too talented, even though he's a fucking troublemaker. Like, he's too talented not to play. Unless he decides I'm not playing anymore, that's different. But if he actually is like attempting to get an NFL job, I feel like somebody's gonna give him a chance.
I can't say that because I feel like only if like with like a super changed behavior, changed mindset is anybody taking that on at this point. Because like the Patriots is where you go when like, you know, you hit rock bottom and like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even though they said after he got released from the Patriots, they were still, according to his agent, there were still teams where willing to pick him up. Obviously, with that kind of talent, obviously, and you're in shape, somebody willing to pick you up. But I feel like after all this and him saying I'm not gonna play, like I don't know what team is really taking that chance. Like maybe the Dolphins. Like
I don't think it's gonna be the Dolphins for sure.
But like somebody just has to be super desperate, in my opinion. Like I just feel like, are you really willing to deal with all that for like maybe some wins? Like because I don't think unless he goes to a very good team, he puts you in the Super Bowl as good as he is. But he has to be on he's a wide receiver. You have to be on a good team to like make that impact. You can't just be one good wide receiver.
I don't know, bro. I really feel like he's gonna get a job one of these days. Probably not this season because he done a lot. He's done a whole lot to tarnish his name. You know, tarnish
pretty much. That's my stance on it.
But we'll see, man. He back in school. We'll see.
You think he's majoring in?
I don't even know. I definitely I vaguely skimmed through like his schedule because he posted a picture of his schedule. I know he's taking 4 online classes. That's all I know. But
yeah, he ain't no financial aid.
I don't know, bro.
He ain't no financial aid or online classes. I read that somewhere.
But there's one topic that I feel a lot of people ignore or don't consider sports, and that's the sport of wrestling. We all grew up watching wrestling. Yeah. WWF, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, all that. And as we grew older, it became uncool to watch wrestling, which I feel like is a stupid stigma because people say that wrestling is fake. It's not fake. It's choreographed. There's, a difference. You know what I mean? These dudes really put their bodies on the line. And they're extremely talented people. You know what I mean? But with that being said, next week on October 2nd, for those who are familiar with wrestling, Dusty Rhodes, who's a legendary Hall of Famer in just wrestling in general, not only the WWE, right. His son Cody Rhodes, and a few other very talented individuals, like in the independent circuit, a popular tag team called the Young Bucks, one of the stronger and people consider the best wrestler in the world. His name is Kenny Omega, and Jaguars, his son Tony Khan, is also a part of this, and this group, and they made a new company called AEW, which is called All Elite Wrestling. Right. And this company is going to debut October 2nd on TNT on Wednesday nights, and WWE also has a $1 billion deal.
I heard it's like 205 annually, 205 million.
250 mil for 5 years. Yeah. For 5 years. So $1 billion+ to have their SmackDown on Fox. So that's a big deal. So how do you feel about wrestling coming back and being on TV and whatnot?
Well, let me start with before I even answer that. Let me start with your stigma. I definitely fell into that stigma of because honestly, I don't know if it was so much of me not, what's the word I'm looking for, thinking it's not cool as much as I just kind of grew out of it. Mm-hmm. And also, I used to love watching Monday Night Raw, but at the same time, Monday Night Football would come on. So, it kind of conflicted with my... Yeah, because, I played football, so it was maybe I should watch football instead of wrestling next. So I kind of just stopped. You hit the last button on the remote. I stopped hitting the last button. It just ended up being on ESPN. But besides that, that's just a personal anecdote. Besides that, I like it. You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely made a point where you said, you kind of stopped looking at it like it's fake. It's choreographed. And it takes a lot to do something that's choreographed. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the acting or just the stunts in general.
You put their bodies on the line.
You literally put, that's why it has to be considered a sport, because you're literally putting your body on the line. You have to be in shape. You have to, have the stamina, have the skills to, really pull these stunts off, pull these moves off. And people be doing it at their old age. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So but to go deeper into the details of both, we've definitely been down this road before with the WWE and competition, but I think this is definitely different with All Elite Wrestling, just because TNT, the channel that it is, and just the networks that they go across, that whole Turner Sports, because they got True TV in there too, and
yeah.
TBS,
Bleacher Report,
all that is included, and that's crazy. Bleacher Report is a big deal to have in your corner when you're doing sports. So And also with AEW, they brought over like a couple people that you might know. Like I think Jim Ross is doing commentating. So that's a familiar voice already. Chris Jericho is going to be the reigning champion because our backstory, AEW wasn't even AEW at the moment, but the people that are the head of AEW had an event on its own.
Yeah, it was called All In. So it was called All In. It was like just a one-time show last year. They had it in Chicago. Basically, it was billed as the biggest independent show in the U.S. like of all time. They sold out immediately. It was like they sold out a $10,000 stadium.
It was 11,000.
11,000 in like 10, 15 minutes. Like, then that's really impressive. You know, especially considering like WWE is the creme de la creme when it comes to wrestling in the U.S. And so from there, they got the ball rolling. The names that I mentioned earlier, they got together. They decided to make it a business. Even without having a show, like they only had one show, and they ended up getting the TNT deal.
Right.
Ended up having like 2 more pay-per-views on Bleacher Report. Like that's really, really big. And now that they're going to be shown on Wednesdays, the WWE has like a brand called NXT that they also going to be showing on Wednesdays on the USA Network. So it's going to be like a
kind of
Wednesday Night War.
Yeah.
You know, and when we were growing up, for people that don't remember, the WWF wasn't the only wrestling on television. It was also ECW and the WCW. WCW and Raw, they had WCW Nitro, Monday Night Nitro, and it was Raw is War. It was on Monday, so it was considered the Monday Night Wars. Do you remember that?
Yeah, like vaguely, like that's kind of going back, but yeah, I remember that definitely.
But with that war, it brought it was like a boom in wrestling. It's what made wrestling so popular. It's what made people, kids like us, kids like you, who, you know, it gravitated towards wrestling. Like the popular characters that were created at that time. That time was called the Attitude Era because Vince McMahon, who's the owner of the WWE, he had to put a very, very almost X-rated product on television so people can like switch over to the WWF because they was losing at one point. You know, like it was really a ratings war. You know what I mean? And I feel like, and long story short, eventually the WWF won in 2001, and they bought out the WCW and the ECW, and they created the whole conglomerate WWE. And I just feel like the AEW made them sweat putting their show on Wednesday nights.
Definitely, because I can see the AEW doing pretty well. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can definitely see it doing pretty well. Because you gotta get to see a lot of new faces. You know what I'm saying? New storylines or however they're gonna run that. I'm not even really sure what they're gonna do, but you know. And then you can talk more because I was also reading about the titles. They're only gonna start off with the regular 3. The AEW championship, obviously, and the tag team, and there's going to be a women's title as well. But they're going to go about giving out those titles in different ways, aren't they?
Tournaments and battle royales and whatnot.
Yes.
It's going to be an exciting time. Like, even if you haven't watched wrestling in years, I would, you know,
recommend it.
You know, give it a try.
This is not an ad. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely recommend. I'm gonna check it out, and I haven't really checked out wrestling in a while, but you know, I still follow it loosely here and there. But you know, it's worth the check out. You know what I'm saying? Something different.
October 2nd, AEW. It's gonna be called AEW. I think it's Wednesday Night Dynamite or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on Wednesdays, and SmackDown is gonna debut on Fox on October 4th on Friday. So. No, just give it a look.
Even if you don't put it, you don't hit the last button. You know what I'm saying?
Just to see what's going on. But I felt like it was interesting that we should talk about that. But there was actually a list that came out recently of the top 50 players in the NBA, and they had Zion Williamson at 41? 42. And
Klay Thompson was 49. The man who scored 60 on 11 dribbles.
That's heavy.
11 dribbles. I take more than 11 dribbles to get to the basket.
That's 11 dribbles, 60 points.
That's crazy. I mean, but
like, what are they basing it on?
I don't know, because here's my thing. Love Zion. Love him. Love his effort. Love him as an athlete. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you Zion's going to have the amazing, in my opinion, that he's going to have the amazing rookie career, rookie showing that I think everybody's going to thinking that he's going to have. I think people think he's going to come in putting up the numbers he put up at Duke, and that's not going to happen.
Why you don't think it's not going to happen? You seem extremely sure.
Because my thing with Zion is, Zion's a freak athlete. He's a freak of nature. He's a once-in-a-lifetime type of athlete. That's a super fact. But there's not really anything Zion does really well, like on a pro level. Are you following me there?
I mean, I feel like him getting to the basket, he does that really well.
Because I don't think he does that well. You know, I feel like in college it looked that way because he was just that big and that much faster than those who were in front of him. Because you remember college basketball, even at a D1 level, you're playing against a lot of guys that will never see the league. You're playing against so many people that, like, the guards that guard him are not seeing the league for the most part. Yeah. So, like, when you get there, like, you got guys that play power forwards, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be guys way bigger than him. So that's why I couldn't be mad when Enes Kanter hit him early in the summer with the, I just see him as more of a more athletic Julius Randle, because that's literally going to be his struggle. He's going to have to find a way to score, on people that are always going to be taller than him, because he's going to play the four. He has the weight to play the four. He doesn't have the height to play the four necessarily.
I don't feel like height is that big of a deal these days in the NBA.
I mean, granted they go small, yes, but go ahead.
Like what? He's 6'8", 6'9".
He's about 6'8".
6'8". Like that's standard height for a power forward in the NBA these days, and he is extremely strong. Like I understand what you mean, that he's going to be going against grown men, grown men's strength, so it's not going to be the same. He's not going to get to the basket with ease, but he's going to adapt. Like I really feel like he's going to adapt.
So
he's got analytics.
You said he got
analytics. Scouting reports.
True. I mean, he has all that information that people feed him. So my question is, what do you see his stat line being?
His rookie season?
His rookie season.
I see him finishing up averaging 17 points.
17
points, bro. 7 rebounds, a block, a steal, shooting about 50%. I don't think it's going to be that high.
I can see him shooting high 40s, 50.
Like 47, 50%. Yeah. Just about that.
I don't see him averaging 17. I see him when the season ends. I think he'll have a burst towards the end of the season, post All-Star break. I think that's when we'll really see, like, all right, this is what we've been waiting for. But I think pre All-Star break, we're gonna be having a lot of conversations on those debate shows, the First Takes, what's Skip Bayless or Undisputed or something,
yeah,
whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Those shows where people are gonna question, not necessarily bust, but kind of similar to Lonzo Ball, like, where's the college output in the NBA? Because I feel like they're putting this big spotlight on him. Like, this is the most we've seen since Bron. And this probably might be worse than Bron at this point.
Because social media age.
Yeah, like with social media, because Zion not dunking on everybody in the NBA. He wasn't even really dunking on everybody in college, but I mean,
he's just strong ass dunks.
Yeah,
he was out the way.
Yeah, people wasn't really jumping with him like that. But people in NBA gonna jump with him.
They
gonna jump with him. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like he gonna catch bodies.
He gonna catch a few.
I feel like it's gonna be like KP. Like, remember KP's rookie season? He had like 5-6 bodies. Bro.
Nah, you're right. He gonna catch some bodies, but
like,
we gonna see him get stuffed at that rim more than a few times. He's definitely gonna get stuffed at that rim. But with that being said, that's my take. I'm standing on it. I see him not 17. I see 14.9. I see 7 to 8 rebounds, maybe 3 assists, 3.5. Close
I didn't even say the dunks. Yeah, like 3 assists.
3.5, 4 maybe assists. Definitely a block, definitely a steal, because his athleticism will give him that. Definitely, I won't take that away from him. But I definitely don't see him scoring 17 in a game. I just can't see that. Maybe if his point guard is, I don't know if they're gonna start Lonzo, Drew Holiday.
Bro, they're gonna start with Lonzo and Drew Holiday.
You think so?
Yeah.
So where does JJ Redick come in?
Ooh.
That's tough.
They might go small.
That's too small, bro. Because who's the center? Isn't Derek Favors gonna be the center? I don't even know, or because that's Jackson Hayes gonna be the starter. I mean, this is all still, they haven't even gone to training camp, so like it's still up in the air.
I
but
forgot JJ was on the team.
You know what I'm saying? I forgot too when I looked at the roster. I was like, damn, Lonzo might have to come off the bench because Lonzo's definitely not better than Drew Holiday right now. I feel like anything, Lonzo was probably like a lesser version of Drew Holiday. The defense, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely can't have Lonzo, Drew, JJ, and Brandon Ingram at the starting lineup. Like that's too fragile.
Ingram gonna start.
And then you gotta have that was
Zion gonna start, and then Brothers and Sense is gonna start.
Jeez. I feel like he's gonna have that stat line not only because I feel like he's talented enough and skilled enough to do it, but also it's like the team that's around him. Like he has the names that we just mentioned. Like he has a nice crop of young talent around him that's gonna spread the floor for him. You know, I just feel like it's gonna like New Orleans is gonna be a team that's gonna be a fringe playoff contender. And I feel like it's a good fit. I feel like it's gonna be.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I see the growth in him. I don't say
you just don't see it.
I don't see the rookie year outburst people are predicting.
So
I see him being an all-star when
eventually
the next 2-3 years, definitely an all-star, definitely. But I just don't see the 20. I don't see the 17 points a game. I don't see the leading the team in score. Like I don't see that right now. I'll be corrected. I'll be the first person to come on here and say, yo, I was wrong. But I'm not gonna lie, that's where I stand on Zion right now. As I've seen, because I played ball growing up. We both played ball for the same team at one point. So I played a decent amount of basketball, and I just see I feel like his skill set just doesn't go to the NBA yet. Like I think he has some adapting to do before he becomes what people think he's gonna become. Because even when you go to people that really do this analyst stuff for like real, like and they do it on TV, the ESPN and all that, like even they are having a hard time saying what he's gonna be really great at. Like, you know what I'm saying? When Bron came in the league, you knew Bron was gonna score the basketball, you knew Bron was gonna dish it out. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. It's not like one day streak.
Like we don't know if he's gonna we know he can pass it. We know he can dunk it. We know he can, blow past anybody that's not going. But does he do any of those things at an elite level yet? LeBron was already elite at passing, elite at scoring.
So you feel like he don't got no purple badges, is what you're saying?
Exactly. I don't feel like he has a purple badge. Like I think, unless you're talking about Bruiser.
Yeah, he got the purple Bruiser badge.
Or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have necessarily he's gonna have big plays. His energy is what's gonna take him to the top. Because I feel like he gives 100% whenever he's on the court, which is what a good athlete should do and a professional athlete should do, which is going to take him far, which is why I think he will be an all-star 2, 3, 4 years from now. But
who do you see winning the Rookie of the Year this year?
That's tough because I haven't seen anything from Ja all since he got drafted. Like he didn't play summer league, so I don't know.
Ja Morant, the second pick for the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's tough. I don't know because it's not gonna be RJ. I don't think so. So
as much as I would want RJ to be the Rookie of the Year, Dennis Smith even said that one of his goals for this season is for RJ Barrett to be the Rookie of the Year. I don't know, man.
I don't know if RJ's ready for that yet, but that's coming from
Fredo says no as well.
Yeah, that's coming from the Knicks. This is a Knicks group. That's my team. But I don't know. Who do you see? Because I think you see Zion with the way you laid out his numbers.
Yeah, I feel like it's either gonna be Zion or John might surprise me just because.
Because honestly, if I had to choose right now without looking at a list of people that were drafted this past summer, I'd go Ja because I think Ja's skill set transferred over to the NBA better.
Yeah, it's almost seamless.
It's almost seamless because he's the prototypical point guard. He's a pass first but can score it. He's got a decent height on him, so he will grab boards. You know what I'm saying?
He's gotta be a little quick.
You know what I'm saying? He can guard up on the 1 or the 2, stretch 3, but not really because he's the point guard. But if I have to pick right now, I say Ja Morant.
I think I'm gonna say Zion. But I feel like RJ Barrett is eventually going to be like a 26, 27
a volume scorer.
Like volume scorer, bro. Efficient as well.
I can see that definitely happening, but I definitely see that happening. My projection would be year 3 in the middle of year 3 where he picks up some steam. I see him as they don't have the same game by any means, but Buddy Hield was another slow burn as well. Buddy Hield had all this hype coming out of college, and he kind of didn't live up to it immediately. But he's slowly but surely coming into his own game.
As soon as he got to the Kings, right?
You know what I'm saying? That that just, find me a place. And I hope RJ's place is on the Knicks and that we give him an opportunity to, grow into his own. Because I think he is an elite scorer. I think he has that talent. You know what I'm saying? And I would hope to see him, scoring titles and the whole nine. I want to see that.
I feel like he's going to struggle this season.
Definitely.
Probably going to struggle a little bit next season. I feel like we're going to see improvement, but it's going to be slowly but surely. And I feel like eventually, he's going to have
I think it'll be a slow burn.
A career trajectory similar to Tracy McGrady. Hopefully without the injuries, of course.
I hope so.
But you remember with Tracy when he was in Toronto?
It was a slow burn.
Yeah, slow start. As soon as he went to Orlando, you know what I mean? But I don't feel like that's going to have to happen where he has to go to another team because the Knicks have a terrible, terrible habit of trading away our young fucking players.
Everybody that's been traded from the Knicks has done better immediately after leaving the Knicks.
With championships.
Like the Knicks have the worst player development ever. And I'm not going to go on a tangent on the Knicks because Pops told me last episode that I get too emotional when we talk about the Knicks. So I got to let it go. But the Knicks need to work on what we got. Yeah. I like the core we have.
Hopefully we keep the core together. It's a nice little draft class, because I was one of the people that slept on Cam Reddish personally. You're one of the people that disagreed with me. So I'm going to keep an eye on Cam Reddish. He's on that Atlanta Hawks. Nice little young team there. So I feel like that might be another person that
Cam might be my sleeper pick to have the best career, to be honest, my sleeper pick. Because I like his game. Like, he didn't have a great showing at Duke, but he said himself, he wasn't eating right. You know what I'm saying? And then being a third guy and coming from a place where he was number one ain't the easiest. You know what I'm saying? When you just got to make the shots they give you after, you know what I'm saying? But Cam definitely has a polished game, you know what I'm saying? He has the jump shot. He has the size. So he's my sleeper pick, definitely to have it. If we're talking best careers down the line, he's definitely my sleeper pick.
The NBA is in good hands, man. Not only with the young crop of guys that's there now, but
current superstars,
the high school kids, and the ones that's about to start college this year. Like it's in good hands, man. Basketball is in good hands.
Yeah, I like where we're at right now. Definitely, it's gonna be a great, entertaining brand of basketball for years to come. Mm-hmm. Trust me.
Yeah, we even in every level. In college, we have college and high school, and the NBA. There are NBA stars' sons. Who are on the come up.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot of Sharif this year.
Sharif O'Neal, who he had open heart surgery.
I don't know exactly, but I know it was the heart.
Something wrong with his heart. Basically, he could have dropped dead and died at any time on the basketball court.
So thank God he found out.
He found out. He was able to have surgery. Surgery was a success. Unfortunately, he had to miss the season, but there were bigger things at hand. So this is going to be his first season playing for UCLA. I'm extremely excited to see what he has, man.
Yeah, I like his game, definitely. Reminds me a little bit of KD, but a little more explosion. Mm-hmm. So I like to see that. Definitely want to see Cole Anthony in college, Anthony Edwards in college.
Kenyon Martin Jr., he committed to Vanderbilt, but I recall reading something
he's going to do like a almost like what Gemma's doing, like a post-grad kind of like.
It's either that or he's going to play overseas. I
don't think he chose yet. I don't
think he chose.
Definitely, he's not. I don't think he's going to Vanderbilt anymore. So, which is another guy who's just not, taking a different route. Which I don't blame him. And just because I'm a stan, LaMelo Ball's looking pretty good out there.
There was a recent updated ESPN mock draft where LaMelo went from 18 to top 3. People say he's gonna put the number 1 spot if he keeps playing the way he's playing. He's had a great couple of games in the NBL, and I feel like he's gonna continue this, man.
The thing about LaMelo Ball, I think his numbers will always be. I think he's a stat sheet stuffer. He's gonna get the rebounds, he's gonna get the assists, he's gonna score over 10 points at least. He's gonna be, when he gets to the league, he'll be a triple-double guy, definitely.
And even in the high school level, we have Zaire Wade, Dwayne Wade's son. Right. We have LeBron James' son. We have the youngest O'Neal brother. I forgot. Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah. They're all going to be playing on the same team.
No, Shaquille's not playing with them.
He's not playing with
He stayed out on Crossroads.
He's in Crossroads. Okay, I thought he went to Sierra.
Remember, Bronny was at Crossroads with
Facts.
And then
That's what I got.
Bronny transferred over to Sierra Canyon.
But yeah, Sierra Canyon is going to be
a stacked team.
Yeah.
And also what happened, I don't know if you're familiar with these players, but Joshua Christopher, his IG I think is like J Guap or J Gup, something like that. And then Dior Johnson and another guy, they're gonna all be on the same team this year too. So that's gonna be another trio that can compete with Sierra Canyon. So they're looking at that going down the road. So hopefully we see that. It's gonna be, like you said, it's gonna be some good brand of basketball at every level,
man. Yeah, well, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. You know, sports.
I'm excited for all sports, basketball, wrestling.
And it's fall. Fall is coming. So fall is my favorite season. It's where sports is booming. You know, we got football, we got basketball, we got the MLB playoffs. Let's go Yankees. You know, so it's gonna be an amazing time to watch television.
Yeah, I'll be glued to my TV. But with that being said, this wraps up episode 2 of Not Gonna Lie. Again, I'm Dapper Dan.
I'm Fritz, and hopefully y'all check us out on our next episode. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos.
Definitely.